Alright, John, how's it going, man? If you're seeing this, that means that my actual summary did not get finished in time because this is just going to be a backup. I'm literally on my way to school right now. So the first question, I believe, is how did I come up with the idea? I came up with the idea after a stream of brainstorming back and forth with the vocalist that I worked with, and just kind of looking through the lyrics and figuring out what would look good and how it all fit together. So I was reading through the lyrics and I had this image of this guy talking to himself. I'm like, okay, that wasn't the original meaning of the song. When I thought of that, I also thought of a mirror, and so that's how I came up with the idea. It was just kind of a different take on the song, kind of my own take on the song. All right, so the second question is things that did not go well, or am I satisfied with it or something? I'm gonna answer that one. So am I satisfied with the end result? Yes and no. I had gotten the filming done early on in the week, super early, but it was so early that I didn't have the proper planning, and that was due to schedules. I think the second question was, what did you overcome? How did you overcome it? So that would have been the scheduling. I was doing it with my two friends, a vocalist and the other person in his band, and scheduling was a problem with them because we all super different schedules, and they were both sick at the same time. So it was really hard to kind of get things rolling. And once they got rolling, they just went downhill so fast. Not like downhill as in a bad way, but like downhill as in gaining speed. Because one day we were trying to figure out if we were even going to be able to do it with them being sick and whatnot. And then 2 days later we were filming. And that was the only time that we could film, was Monday. Monday midday after school and Monday night. And then a little bit Tuesday and Tuesday night as well. That was just the only time that we could film because of our schedules. So it was super last minute notice of what we were filming. So all weekend long, I had been spending the time, trying to storyboard, come up with ideas, setting up shots, test shots, just going crazy. And so the problem with that was I just didn't give myself enough time to kind of plan it all out and really get a good idea before I started doing it. So that was the biggest challenge, was not only scheduling but also not giving myself time to properly plan things out. And then I guess another challenge was some computer problems later in the week on the weekend, which was when I was supposed to edit this, heavily at least. But I ended up having computer problems and all weekend long, so I didn't get any editing done. And that's why I'm doing this, because I spent all last night editing. Another question was how well, or what was the experience working with others? So, like I said, I had worked with my vocalist or my vocalist friend and his band member, and they were both sick. The vocalist more so. So it was really interesting to work with them because I didn't want to push the vocalist very hard in helping out, because I wanted for him to perform at his best. So I used the other band member as a guinea pig for most of the test shots, so that the vocalist could rest and get better for the filming. And he was really cool about that. They were both really cool about that. That was my experience working with others, was scheduling and sickness is a real issue sometimes. So what were the successes? I think the biggest success was just the overall idea in general. I think it was a really cool idea that I could have executed better. Some of the other successes were getting the filming done straight away, right in the beginning of the week. Even if I didn't get the project finished until last minute. But I was definitely proactive about it. It's just in the long run that didn't exactly plan out very well, or work out very well. All right, so the fifth question is, what would I do next time? So a couple of specific things were the background in a couple of the shots. So there's a couple shots where he's in a bathroom singing to himself in the mirror. So next time I would change the background of that. It does not look very good with the big old shower curtain in the back, and it's just not very good looking. And so I'll definitely make the background more interesting in those shots. Another issue was lighting. I don't have any lights, so I kind of had to work with what I got. So I got a little bit creative with the lamp, and I think those shots turned out really well. But again, the bathroom, just the lighting wasn't right, and it wasn't very good. And so I would really redo that one too. In the editing process, I tried doing color grading, color correcting, and whatnot, and it just didn't turn out very well in my opinion. One, because of the lighting, and two, because it was sort of a darker, moodier video. So it was really hard to kind of, it ended up being a little bit noisy, especially the darker parts. And because of the way the lighting was in some of the shots, the whites were blown out as well. So another thing to change would be directing the vocalist a little bit better with his acting. I just kind of told him, I had him do kind of whatever he wanted in some of the shots because it was his song. So he kind of knew best about what he should be doing. So I sort of had him take the lead in that. But in the editing process, I was like, I should have had him do this, or I should have had him do that. And so that would be another thing that I'll change, was just making sure that the actor and the talent is getting the performance that I need. So yeah, that's the summary for my final project.